So what are the potential weaknesses in my program? Well, perhaps the first major weakness is that in order to get an answer correct, it must be typed in exactly correct. I can't type in anything that doesn't perfectly match the answer. So let me show you an example of that. I'm going to run the code and I'm going to hit the space bar and then type 8. Now when I hit enter, notice it says incorrect, and you may be like, well, wait a minute, what are you talking about incorrect? There are 8 planets. The problem is this, it's also recording the space that we typed in, and so it doesn't know what space equals is because that's not in our answers list. So again, when you type in an answer, it needs to be perfect. It really does need to be perfect. So one of the things we'd have to do is to figure out a way of getting rid of extra spaces at the beginning and at the end of the user's input, if there are any spaces. And that process is called trimming. Trimming is the process of removing excess white space from the beginning and the ending of a string. Another possible mistake here, or not mistake, but where the code's kind of weak, is what if I type in the word 8 and I hit enter? Well, clearly it's looking for a number, the number 8. And so at this time, there's no nice, robust way of fixing this because we're still introducing Python to you. And so it's going to take a little bit more serious work to fix that problem. Well, notice my questions list takes numerical answers. But what if I create a question that wants a verbal answer? So, what is my name? Now, obviously, this is going to be different from you, but I'm going to add in an answer called John. And notice that the length of the questions list needs to exactly match the length of the answers list, which means you need to have an answer for every question. So that's another place where our code is a little bit on the weak side because we've got to make sure that we're constantly updating both lists at the same time. So okay, I've updated this. Let me go ahead and run it. 8 planets, 100, 8.3, and now it goes to the next question, what's my name? Well, if I type in John, just like I typed it before, it's correct. But what if I run the code again, 8 planets, 100 Celsius, 8.3 minutes, and I type JOHN? Well, that's correct, but the program doesn't see it as correct. And the reason why is because I used a lowercase j, whereas in my answers list, it uses a capital J. Well, there is a way around this. So if your questions exclusively have a numerical response, there's not much we can do there. But if there's a verbal response, there probably is something we can do to make sure that our code works just a little bit better. And so, what is that thing that we're going to do? Well, we're going to get into that in the next video.